That's our vulnerability. Hey, Alex, here? Can you hear me? Alex, can you hear me?
Hi, Neville.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. What about you?
Doing well, doing well. You want to have some fun real quick?
Yeah, sure. I can see you. Where you at?
You see me?
Nah.
You can't see me, but I'm here, right?
Like,
All
are
right.
you in my
Yeah,
office?
yeah, I'm here. All
Like,
right, because I saw you came into the office. I was in my office doing some work,
mm,
um, which I can show you. But all right, I'm gonna tell you a secret and give you an advance.
mm,
Okay, you ready?
eh,
And you should have access to it because only the interns are able to do this as well, right? You
mm,
ready?
yeah.
All right. Push push W.
W,
Okay. All right. Push S.
S,
Push A.
A,
A. Right.
mm,
Push D. Right.
mm,
Okay. Now push F. Now push W. Push W again. Push W again. Okay. Push F. Push W. All right. Look up and push W. Look straight up
hold on. What,
and push W. You may not have access. All right. Then
are you
it's
talking
on
to
me.
flying?
Yep. I'm right
Oh,
here.
I can see your foot.
I'm right here.
Vince did it. I couldn't do it myself. I don't know.
I'm right here.
Mine doesn't work when I try. I've been trying to do that. I don't know why I can't do it. I tried.
It's all right. It's because you're. So that's what I was talking about in terms of making sure everything has certain permissions.
Mm-hmm.
It's being it. I use Frame and I use a lot of the platforms I use because they have little nuances that you have the ability to direct access to
Mm-hmm.
based on level of who needs access to. Make sense?
Makes sense.
So, certain things are earned versus just immediately given away. Make sense?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Cool. Wait, hold on one second. This looks, yeah.
Info.
Education.
Hold on one
Because
second,
Okay.
Alex. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
382
Yep.
854.
Eight
And they're
eight
gonna
5 4. Okay.
54. They're gonna ask you for the account number. You have it handy by any chance? If not, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I do. I have the paperwork you gave me.
Okay. Okay. So they're gonna ask you for the account number so they can locate you, and then they'll pick whoever picks up is gonna need to look at the notes, and then they'll ask you more details. All right.
Okay. No worries.
And we have till May 4th, but the sooner you do it, the better, because the things like this, they end up closing out accounts. So
Yeah, no,
wanna
I'll
get
give
this
him a
resolved.
call. I'll give him a call for it. Appreciate it.
Okay, perfect. Well, my pleasure, all right?
Thank you.
Okay, Neville.
All right, man. Thank you. Bye bye. Hey,
Yes, sir.
what's up? Yeah.
Uh,
So
mhm.
go ahead. I'm listening.
Um. So when we will receive the email about the thing we're talking yesterday.
Okay. All right. So I had a meeting with Kung Tao earlier today,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it was about 2 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which was phenomenal because we went over quite a few things. We really stayed on one presentation sheet, like on one presentation, and took a deeper dive into lab as a whole. So he really understood what his role was in the real estate pod and his role now overall in the semester and moving forward, career building, so forth and so on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very, very, very impactful meeting, right? Um, what I didn't do and what he didn't do. And I noticed in the very beginning, but I said, okay, I'm gonna use this as a lesson and a learning point. Um, is because the email you're talking about, and you say you turn the transcription on.
Mm-hmm.
The email, the email that you're talking about, right? Like it has the details and like for everyone to be able to move forward appropriately, properly, right? But the resources that everyone has in order to move forward appropriately and properly are only given to those who need it.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
And the gist of what the conversation was that or at least the lesson was that we have it recorded now would have been massively impactful for the rest of his team and anybody coming in afterwards
Mm-hmm.
to get a full grasp on what's going on, or at least a deeper grasp on what's going
Mm-hmm.
on how to look at it, how to understand it, where they fit in, go so forth and so on, right?
Mm-hmm.
That content now would have been like yours is being done now, right?
Mm-hmm.
um, if this is done properly, that content is now being recorded. That at minimum, that content is being recorded, which is then live streaming to the your YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
which is now immediately saving that to your portfolio, right?
Mm-hmm.
at bare minimum, the AI takes the transcript of however long the meeting was, whatever the meeting was, and summarizes it into something that's now condensed but impactful because it summarizes all the high points, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, perfect. That content now would be available to him as a reference,
Mm-hmm.
but others as a reference.
Yeah.
And that ability to have it available to others as a reference now positions it at a higher value
Mm-hmm.
because many others would reference it.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Makes
How
sense.
many views is that if this now expands not just across a few boroughs, but a few states?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Everyone's going to be coming through the same process. So they're going to need to understand the same information. So that content would have been phenomenal to make sure they're all on the same page. Does
Mm-hmm.
that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So we learned. I didn't have to say it without saying it. Immediately did that because we learned.
Yeah.
So I put this all together for that reason because I need each of you to be practiced
Mm-hmm.
in professionalism.
Mm-hmm.
And I need you to be practiced in, quite frankly, AI level follow up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because if you've prepared for something, there's no reason you shouldn't have prepared for what happens after it. Does
Yeah,
that make sense?
that would make sense. Yeah.
Do I need to say that again? Like, you get that?
I got that. I got that. This is very important.
Very important, right? And we can use social media as that kind of benchmark for that. Like, if you've prepared the post,
Mm-hmm.
you should be prepared for everything that the post brings in,
Yeah, definitely.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean everything the post brings in, right? Everybody that touches on that should now have a direction to go further into what got them interested in clicking that post to begin with. Does that
Mm-hmm.
make sense?
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
And I think you can understand a little bit better because it's as if we said, okay, that post is a supermarket. A new supermarket is opening up. It doesn't matter who you are in the community, that post interests you
Mm-hmm.
if you buy food. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
We can then now categorize who's in the community based on the other questions they answer, should they choose to answer, where they live. Okay, what's your address? Why do you need my address? Well, if he wants to deliver, okay, all right, cool. All right. What do you do? Why do you need to know what do I do? Well, I mean, time frames of when you're home and you're not home to deliver. If you don't have the time to do something, would you like us to shop for you? Right? Like very simple responses to what could be very intrusive questions, right? But it really is just to then turn back and provide a deeper level of value to them. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Got it.
And this is what I was going over with Kung Tao in terms of so he understood or starts to understand the difference between selling and luxury selling. You don't have to luxury sell anyone anything. All you do is just show them what it is you have and let them select and buy what they want.
For the
They can afford it, they afford it. You don't have to convince them to afford it.
for luxury selling.
For luxury selling. Right. Like if I'm selling you something luxury, right? I'm not trying to like if I'm selling you something luxury, I'm not pushing you or trying to force sell you or hey, you got to do this. I'm like it's not like that.
Yeah,
It's a
different.
different level of sell, right? It's an experience at the
Mhm.
sell because at that point I'm showing you what you can get. This is what I offer, right? What level do you want what I offer?
Mhm.
And you're like, oh well, how about can I get this for that? Like that's not what this is about, man. You want that? You want this? Like I don't control that. Like, nah, sorry. Which one do you want?
uh, yeah, that's interesting.
You
Yeah, I
understand
got
what
it.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, and that's that kind of confidence is what I try to instill in every one of the interns, regardless of the industry they're going to go into, regardless of the role they're going to play, that level of confidence is something they need no matter what career path they take. Make sense?
That makes sense.
And the only way you're going to get comfortable doing something is by doing it. So I give each of you the opportunity to introduce something at varying levels of price points that have nothing to do with you.
Mhm.
All you did was just show people that they're there. They can activate whatever it is that they activate and benefit from whatever it is they benefit. And when that happens, and this is where I brought with Kung Tao, he realized, he understood that it's not us that they go back and praise, it's you, because you brought them there.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So to kind of put that into perspective, I'm gonna share a screen. Oh wait, hold on, I gotta do a whole bunch of things to get my monitor back on. So the data, that the stuff that you're looking for, that was the question, right?
Mhm.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, just wait for this to load up properly. Okay. Yeah, the stuff that you're looking for, right?
Mhm.
That was your question,
Mhm.
right? Okay, so I'm going to share with you, sir. I'm going to share with you. And you'll see why I haven't actually shared it yet.
Mhm.
All right. I want you to see what's behind here, right?
Mhm.
Like, I'm going to go over this with you real quickly. Not quickly. I'm going to go over this with you,
Mhm.
right? But I'm going to go over a few of these with you.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
First, I'm going to go over these with because this is what you're looking for, right? Do these link yet? No. Top line. So there's a few things that I'm going to send you guys, and I'm trying to make sure that, again, I keep it organized so it doesn't oversend and over data dump on you. But I also need to make sure that each of you has access to the things that you're going to need to really excel when it's your turn to play your role,
Mhm.
right? So the library of documents, here you can see this. You can see this clearly, right?
Mhm.
You have the 16-week social media campaign,
Yeah.
the strategic framework, the platform of accounts, the intern role, rotation matrix, the platform matrix, the channel governance from Slack, and you have the summary from what UEF is and what the brand voice from UEF is. Because you have the campaign, the Kid Lightning campaign already built in to the platform and account distribution. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So what I can do from the document side, right? Uh, should have already saved. Hold on, just kind of right now. Here we go. So the 16-week social media campaign, all of these are what I have to put over into because I'm trying to keep this organized, right? So I have these already saved here in this end, but I'm moving these. I'm not having it automatically saved in the drive because I want to save only specific things in the drive,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
And those things I want to then now make sure that the links that are there connect properly to where I need them to connect to, right? and then I have it. Then I upload it back into this, so I can now save it in the brain. So all those links are now connected properly. So the social media that is created is relevant, and the invite codes and the registration links, the CTAs, all of those things align properly. Make sense?
Makes sense.
And the reason I'm using docs and all of this to go into Drive and do that is because the documents that I'm sharing with you guys, they're gonna have, um, sorry, the documents that I'm sharing with you guys, they're gonna have like spreadsheet data in there, right? And a lot of that spreadsheet data is gonna be because things are gonna change, like right, like we have our set schedule, and I'm setting the schedule as set as possible for when posts are gonna go out, but certain things of dates and times, especially the dates and times, because we haven't ironed out what that concrete is for the next for the next several weeks are going to be for you guys, right? So we can't concrete when we're going to post, when we're going to have our webinar, right? So we can't concrete a speaker on a date and time that they can then now go tell other people, right? So those are the things we have to line up first. But like I'm saying, those things are on that document, but I have those spreadsheets, that data directly coming from a spreadsheet. So I put the data on the spreadsheet, then link that spreadsheet to the document so everyone on the team can have a shared document, and only those who need to manage the dates, times, and things and have access to that spreadsheet can then update just the spreadsheet, and the shared document would get the data. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
This works phenomenally well when everybody has their role and everybody has their strength, because then everybody plays two roles every week, their primary and their supporting. Make sense?
Makes sense.
The reason the roles switch every week so everybody gets a chance to make something that's not their primary, so they understand the perspective and the responsibilities, and they value more of the job well done for that role. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
So these documents are to help guide you guys through that collaboration, where you have a shared document you all see, but every week you're going to be viewing those same documents from a different lens.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
because you're switching, like.
Because you're switching. Exactly. Right? Followed?
That makes sense.
Cool. So yeah, so this one that you're gonna get, this one's gonna connect to the phases. So from March 27th to April 9th. So this one ends tomorrow, right? Because what's tomorrow? Thursday. Every Thursday, and that's how this follows. Every Thursday, the team should be confirming what's gonna now be on the social for the 2 weeks after. Make sense?
Every Thursday, yeah.
Follow?
Yeah, following.
Cool. Because you from social media understand we need that. We need at least 2 weeks to be able to promote something properly, right? We have to put out that date and time is happening several times over the next 2 weeks so we can have people attend, right? We want to give that same opportunity to whoever the speakers are, right? And as we get more speakers, as we get more registrations, as we get a speaker may change, or a speaker may add themselves. We may lock in the date from 3 weeks from beforehand, and someone changes or someone else locks in. We now get to update the social on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you'll get all of that, and then understanding the different brand verticals, so you know which is coming in from what. 160 posts in total, but like I said, you see the date. So come next week, that's going to be, we're launching the phase 3 things, and those are now going to be all of these posts. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And the posts for every day aren't even here yet. These are all just place fillers that I put right now. So there's something to put out in case we don't have anything to put out
So
yet. Does that make sense?
that makes sense.
So this is what we've done so far. This is what we've done so far,
Mm-hmm.
right? These didn't work. These weren't linked. Didn't connect. These weren't blah 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 blah. Right. And what I did was this first phase, from there to there here, I've only focused on just doing feed and story,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I want the carousels, I want our reels, I want our video clips, I want those things to come from the content we create. Discovery calls, the school sessions, the webinars, the seminars, field trips. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen.
So with you on social media, we're gonna be meeting on a week to week basis to now go through each one of the posts that are here to ensure that they cover exactly what we need to cover. Like this one, the formatting is not right, but we know, okay, this one's gonna be a UEF post and it's coming from the UEF Facebook account, right? Actually, you know what? Before I go into that, let me go back to this document, right? So you can see what I'm talking about, the strategic framework. Before I show that, so this email, like I said, I'm going to be sending a few things. I'm sending one email that has this like direct information on it, so you guys all have it as a reference point.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have an individual email to each of you that I have the baseline here, and I'm adding on the parts that are going to be super tailored to you. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
This way, it's a ton of information, but at least it's delivered
Yeah.
clear. Cool?
Yeah.
So that's the reason I, again, appreciate the patience, but that's the reason it hasn't been delivered to you yet. So I'm not just going to dump it on you. Right? So the strategic framework, right? This is, again, information that you're looking for right up the alley. The primary audience, how we break down, who and where those come from.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Before that one, actually, I think this one may. Let's look at this one real quick. Perfect. So this one is the brand verticals, right? It speaks. Remember what we went over with the pods yesterday, right? So this one speaks to each one of the accounts. So the Leaders Lab has a Facebook account, Instagram account, LinkedIn account, YouTube account. It has the account IDs. It has the posting frequency. It has the type of posts that are going to be there, and it has the content focus for this particular account. Right? Make sense?
Makes sense.
So what I've done was batch these together and created a 16-week campaign that now promotes the content from this brand voice. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I did the same thing for the real estate accounts that are my Facebook as a loan officer, my Facebook business account, and my LinkedIn personal account, because all of those are my US mortgage real estate related.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Makes sense.
The UEF has a Facebook, an Instagram, LinkedIn, same thing. Campaign just off of the content that is directed to benefit there, which comes right back again. All of these come back. Next other vertical, K through K, the Kid Enlightenment, elementary. So the three posts a week here, 4 posts a week there, 2 posts a week there, all surrounded elementary education, early education, and getting the interest and attendance from there, navigated all to where these weekly webinars. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So the two things that are there, you have the weekly webinars, and then you have the open houses, the open hours, open office hours, right, from 10 to 10:30 and 4 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. Palmy has picked up 2 of those days, maybe 3 of those days. I need you guys to figure out between you guys who can cover the others, because we just need someone there that's available in the frame space for parents and educators that can click in at that time and then get directed to whatever they want to know, right? Whether they want to connect with the teacher at the school, whether they want to connect about programming, whatever it may be, they, that space and time is open for them to do that, which then again just gives them that little insight interest so then they can do it more. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Cool. All right. Next document, the strategic framework. Now it makes a bit more,
Yeah.
right?
We saw
Say it again.
went over this one too.
We went over, yeah, but I think okay, but I wanted to go a little deeper in, right?
Mm.
So, covers the core pillars for us, covers the overall brand voice for each one that we're going through, too, right?
Mhm.
So we can position our conversation, can position our marketing properly. Um, Covers which platforms are ideal for what type of target audience.
Mhm.
So we know Facebook is more for parents and educators, Instagram is more going to be students and young adults. So our posts are now tailored towards those targets on those particular platforms. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Varying between these post types.
Makes sense.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So our content from our engagements should plug and play into any one of these verticals at any point in time. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Much of our content can plug and play into cross verticals
Yeah.
because the same content could be played across several different accounts
Yeah.
because it has relevance. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Perfect. Perfect. So that again breaks that down there. These, this is what we're looking at right here. So, this is our target. We kind of want to see what our series do as as we go phase by phase. And we have small metrics that we look at right now from what we've started posting: 418 reach, 21 interactions, right? And that's just what it's calculated because we don't have the Google Analytics or any of those things connected. It's just very baseline to just put things in a workflow.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
So,
Cool. Yeah, so looking at like what the goal is on the week: intern outreach, 10 to 15 outreaches per week,
Mhm.
2 discovery calls, 2 webinars, um, tracking yourself properly with these runner shows and your hours and the recordings, right? And 100% follow up with anyone you've connected with. Like we've had our connection, you should be following up with me. Why? Because think about how this works. Remember, right?
Mhm.
Especially when someone's meeting with you or you meet with them. Either way, you leverage this as your meeting space or your Google Meet that has the recording turned on for it because that's something you were able to get upgraded into, right? That allows you to follow up with them like we started this conversation with something super professional, no matter how short or long the conversation was.
Mhm.
Makes sense? And you can do that very quickly.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So, if anything, they feel like they have to now catch up
Mhm. Yeah,
or at least acknowledge what that follow up, what that next call to action is.
Mhm.
Make sense?
Makes sense.
Go ahead. I don't want to cut you. I try to get a lot of things out. So if I'm saying a lot, it's because it's a lot of information.
Mhm.
But please, please, please feel free to pause me if you need to,
Mhm.
so you can absorb what was put out.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm just a bit slow today. That's it.
Not at all. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, you're good.
Yeah.
All right. So, because this is what you asked for.
Mhm.
So the intern role matrix, right? This is what you guys change week to week, right? So you're going to just like the time you guys are going to coordinate what you're able to work with, right? the same way you guys are gonna now decide who's gonna be what. I can just put it in there. Vince can just put it in there. But I said let them go through, let you guys go through it so you can then see who wants to start what first.
Mm,
I think you all have your roles first, so then you would be intern three because producers what you're looking for,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So producer would be your primary role. What's your supporting role to that? Because as producer, remember I said you play two roles immediately. You're gonna play three, but as a producer, every role plays two roles, a primary and a supporting.
Mm.
So as producer, what's a supporting role you think you can do?
I guess follow up leads
Why?
because I'm the one doing the transcription, making sure everything is running smooth, and then after the meeting is done, I will have access to all this summary thing that I can do the follow up with the people that was present.
Perfect. Perfect. So now the following week, right?
Mm.
Your primary role is what?
That would be the speaker wrangler. That's the moderator, yeah.
It'd be moderator, right?
Moderator, yeah.
And now your primary role is normally what?
Like at the base, at the beginning, or like this week.
Yeah, the beginning. The beginning.
It's
Your primary role is what?
producer.
Producer, right?
Yeah.
So the week two, when your primary role is now moderator, what's your supporting role gonna be?
Um, I guess if I keep moving to the same way, that would be the speaker wrangler or
It would be producer.
producer. Okay.
On because think about the logic path, right?
Mm,
Your primary role, because that week one,
mm-hmm,
what you start with, that's your primary role,
mm,
right? That's everybody's primary role. They're gonna select the secondary, just like you did, speaker, follow up, right?
mm,
Because they see where it connects. Because everybody plays two roles, right?
mm,
Your second week now, because your primary role is now moderator, because you would have started as a producer, your intern three, right?
mm,
Your secondary role is going to be producer because your secondary role is your support role.
mm.
And who better to support the producer role than who has it as a primary role?
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
that makes sense.
This way, every week, everybody gets to play a different role, but the primary role has support by both secondary and the primary
Mm,
at one point in time.
yeah,
Does that make sense?
that makes sense.
This way, it ensures that role is fulfilled to its optimal success.
Mm-hmm.
Because you may have someone that they have no idea how to be a producer. They
Yeah.
have no idea how to be a follow up. They have no idea how to speaker wrangler or moderator, right? So, but it's their week to be the primary to that. So if we're just talking about like the speaker wrangler, it's their week to be the primary to for speaker wrangler for what's it called? It's their week to be primary for speaker wrangler for the follow up, right? And you're the producer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you're a great support for them as follow up,
Yeah, definitely.
right?
Yeah.
Now it's their turn. It's their week to be producer. They don't know ish about being a producer,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
And it's your turn to be primary at follow up.
Mm,
Now you can support them as producer because you understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's your primary.
Understand.
Make sense?
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Perfect. 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 So understanding that matrix is gonna what continues to make you guys really successful, right? And the commitment, because remember, you guys have what, 10 to 15 hours, I think, per week, right? 10 to 12 hours, 10 hours, depending on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So you organize those hours accordingly. Your primary role, and your supporting role, but the baseline amount of hours that it takes to ensure that those 2 hours happen properly. And what are those 2 hours? Remember, so webinars. That's it. Twice a week, you guys have to meet up for 1 hour
Mm-hmm.
to ensure 2 30-minute meetings, webinars happen.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
So your preparation for that is going to vary based on the role, but you can see here what the time commitment to and what the responsibilities are for that particular role. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So this with the operating rhythm, right? This is a baseline. Everybody's schedule is going to be a little bit different. So don't hold fast to the day and time, but hold fast to the information and the actions.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense because you want to be mindful of these times are to support timely actions.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Makes sense.
Because I've taken a step layer above and beyond that is not only that I look at the best times to get to the target audience, I looked at the best times to get to the target audience for the post.
Yeah.
And to get to the target audience for the post to then now connect them directly with the date and time that's going to be best for them. So I'm making the job for you guys super, super easy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm putting that layer in between so you can actually see what I'm doing so you understand what is being done.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So you can then not only value it, but do it yourself because most things are going to be automated. And if you don't know how it's built, how will you know to fix what's wrong when it goes wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, we got it.
So the weekly non-negotiables, we kind of expanded on that or spoke about that before. This is what the responsibility is for all the interns.
Mm-hmm.
2 discovery calls per week, 2 webinar activations, 10 to 15 hours. We just said all of this, right? Get their daily trackers in, no compliance violations, and Slack. I told Kung Tao earlier, and let me say it to you as well. So apologies, you haven't had me more active in Slack because I'm not gonna be right now under HQ.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I see you sent me messages directly to my Slack, right?
Yeah.
But I'm normally signed in under HQ.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually I'm gonna go just to mine because I'm gonna pass over the HQ administrator, right? But that's why I haven't really kind of been in it because I've just been making sure all these things are cleared up on the back end because the Slack channels are going to be where we really shine
Mm-hmm.
from our internal communication and our partner cohort communications.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right? Because our Slack channels, we have our internal, just like our frame, right? We have access to certain things because you guys have an @leaders are born domain, right? You're going to have access to certain channels because you have an @leaders are born domain in the Slack.
Mm-hmm.
And you're also going to have access to certain channels because you have a specific role that you play. So any communications regarding that are going to fall in line with something you're in charge of or direct to or have some involvement in. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So the Slack channels are going to stay very relevant to what your day-to-day is. So as you're having conversations with, your as like we looked at with, the 2 that you're working with now, right? You have Greg and you have Ryan at the PS57, right? But their attendance forms come right into that same Slack channel that you see what when they put that in. EJ as well, right? So you have 3 of them, right? So their work goes into there, so you're able to see very top line what's happening, keep track of things, and help everybody move on.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Makes sense.
So that's why I say Slack is going to be very, very important because we use that as a layer to make sure that our communications stay 1, compliant, and 2, cohesive. Right? But 3, we don't have to spend where we don't need to spend on paying for emails and other certain things for people that are only going to be in for a short period of time.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, it's like,
Follow?
yeah, yeah, I'm following. It makes sense. So, yeah, because if they're not
Perfect.
staying, yeah, you know,
No, no, go ahead, please tell me, because I want to hear your like recap and your thought process on it, so I know that you really understand it to yourself for yourself.
yeah, I was saying if they're not staying, so there is no point to use resources or waste resources on people that are just going to pass. I just
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. And that's what brings us right into this, the platform access, right?
Mm,
What Slack, Gmail, Google Calendar, Drive, Sheets, Meet, Frame, Jotform, Canva, Adobe, which isn't even listed here, Facebook, Instagram, like all of these things are things that, we have what they are, right? Who the executor is there, who the operating lead is for that particular platform,
mm,
who uses that platform, right?
mm,
Who the supporting users for that platform is, the
mm,
backup user for that platform, what that platform is used for,
mm,
right? And I've taken it a step further to go to the cost for each of these platforms,
mm,
right?
mm,
And the cost that each of these platforms now have broken down to operating and supporting. And to kind of give a fast forward to catch up, what I broke down to Kung Tao was that like he doesn't have the same ability to jump in the frame that you guys do, right? So his ability to click that record button and get this recorded and have the AI transcript and stream it to YouTube with the link, it doesn't really have that option, right? His bigger option is to just have it recorded in the Google Meet,
mm.
right? He can just be able to click record, but the click record in Google Meet is a pay for option,
No,
right?
yeah, yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Mm,
And that pay for option in Google Meet, it's only $9,
mm,
right? However, it's a workspace option.
mm.
So you can't just upgrade one seat. If you
Oh,
want that upgrade for that seat, you have to
mm.
upgrade all of the seats.
Yeah, I
So
see.
I gave him the analogy. I was like, okay, if there's 101 workers and 100 of them are able to jump in the frame and click record and do things no problem. Everybody uses Google Meet. Everybody has access to Google Meet. It's the free version of it and it's incorporated in their day to day. They have to use it, right? But because they have the ability to use that frame to click the button and record it there and use the resource that comes from it there, they don't need the resource in Google Meet to do that, right? So we don't have to pay for that. But one employee needs to be able to record in Google Meet.
Mm,
Now we have to calculate, does the cost of that $9, is it worth it
mm.
because it's now going to benefit everybody else in the organization? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now, not only do you have to break down, okay, is that $9 worth it? Because that seems like it's $9, whatever. Just
Mm,
it's $9, like it's worth it. What do you mean? Of course, it's worth it because it was 2 hours of information that everybody in the company could benefit from. You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying? 2 hours of information that could have been broken up and snippet and content now organized where it becomes 2 years of share worthy content within internal structure to keep things organized and growing. You understand what I'm saying?
I see.
It could have become a database of things that are just a click away for someone to go to a timestamp and understand a whole level of stuff because now they've reached an experience point where they can get access to.
Mm, mm.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
Because in those 2 hours, we started with slide one and brought him to slide 10. And in that slide one to slide 10, you have the going up from a business from entry level employee all the way through team lead to direct manager to senior manager to director manager to directors into executive.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the only way that information on those other slides would be more relevant is when you've gone through the required time beforehand to reach that level to get the information on that slide. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So we can give you all 10 slides. You can click on the information and read it. But if you didn't go through the first 2 weeks or the first 4 weeks of the first semester of the first slide, the second slide doesn't mean anything to you.
Yeah.
You can't do any of it. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just a bunch of words.
Yeah,
You
just
get some of it, but what does it really mean? And even if you can do it, how much value are you getting out of it because you're not doing it the bet at its best?
yeah, you're
You
right.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes sense. That makes
We
sense.
gave you a car and we gave you a car that you can fly.
Mm.
But you when you open it on in we when you open it at the second tab the second tab, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just see that it's a car
Mhm.
and it can fly.
Yeah.
You get a car that can fly. All right, great. So you get in the car, you have no idea how to fly it. You have a huge instruction book of showing you how this car is supposed to fly, but you have no experience putting any of those tools into operation.
Yeah. I'll see.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
Take that a step further now. In order to get this car to fly,
Mm.
you got to hire a couple people, or you got to staff a couple people to do a few things coordinately. So you can then now get the ground control to connect with air control to get the licensing done so the FAA is okay and it clears that space. Like everybody has to connect. These are different departments. These are outside of you.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you don't know from the very beginning in a leadership doctrine how to introduce yourself to the FAA director.
Yeah. See.
You try to call and go to the secretary, like, yeah, can I talk to the FAA director? Like, who the fuck is this? Click. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't get access to that FAA director until you did a discovery call with them and they saw what you did and they like what you do and they're like, oh yeah, hey, we can do this. Oh, all right, okay, great. You know what? Yeah, come back to me when you're ready for that now. You understand what I'm saying? As a pilot, someone that has their license, right? What kind of difference would it be when you got in contact with the people that I'm just spoke about and then you get your license?
It's like, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I take that and I do the same thing with real estate. I identify the people that are interested, right? And ideally, it's not ideally, like primarily it's going to be students, young adults, or young professionals, right?
Mhm.
They're interested in it. So I introduce them to, I connect them with, and I get them and I build their confidence in it and I give them a platform to earn from it. And then they get licensed. You understand what I'm saying?
See that part again? Like the whole process you just said?
Sure.
Yeah.
I position like, okay, so if for real estate as an example,
Yeah.
right? To get into that market is not easy. To succeed in that industry is not easy, right? There's certain things you have to learn, there's certain experiences you have to go through,
Yeah.
and there's certain time you have to spend in order to just get certifications to do certain things.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
That makes sense.
So what I've done to help make that a successful turnaround for anyone interested is I've put together the things that are going to help them help build their confidence in their self, in their offer, in what they're talking about, and in who they're connected with to do what it is that they are excited about, that they're passionate about to do within that particular industry, right? Because just because you're interested in real estate doesn't mean you want to be an agent, doesn't mean you want to be a broker. It could mean want to be a loan officer. It could mean you want to be a processor. It
Mhm.
could mean you want to be a title agent. It could mean want to be a real estate attorney. It could mean you want to be something other than what people immediately assume is real estate. Does
Yeah,
that make sense?
that makes sense. Makes sense.
And because your education pod, I'll kind of pivot and bring this right back. It's the same thing that we do with UEF as the esports, because you know the NFL for the NFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
But not everybody's a player. There's
No.
hundreds of thousands of people that are employed every day that don't touch a football.
Yeah, definitely.
You understand what I'm saying? It's the same thing with esports, because there's the producer, there's the tournament organizer, there's the videographer, there's the commentators, there's the media. You understand what I'm saying? There's those that actually build the equipment, the games. Look at all of the jobs that are around what I just said.
Yeah,
And someone can easily write it off as, oh, but you're gonna just be a gamer.
yeah,
That's like saying, oh, I'm gonna be a lawyer. Okay, how many different types of law is there?
yeah,
You can't just write off, oh, well, I don't want to be in a courtroom and talk about, people's crimes and stuff. But what about corporate law? What
yeah.
about corporate crime? Oh, well, that's a thing. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's why I make sure this is something that I use, that professionals coming back into the schools, and I make sure that I stand up on standing in keeping that virtual as a tangible embedded part of our process, because I need to be able to allow for the students that don't normally get access, even if it's just 5 to 10 minutes of someone that's going to give them information that they would ultimately otherwise never have heard. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
yeah, I understand. They have access. Yeah, to
And
certain.
when they see someone that looks like them that's doing something they didn't even know was possible, but they know that they love it, they like it, they're good at it, and they now realize they can get paid for it, what does that change their trajectory?
That changes everything.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's our job to relay that, and it's my job to ensure that that's what gets relayed. So my building, what I've been building over the years, is to ensure that the message gets conveyed properly so it doesn't get lost.
Mm-hmm.
Those that are conveying it have pride in what they're conveying because it's a reflection of them. Does that make sense?
Makes
They
sense.
have equity in it because it's them. They
Mm.
have pride in what they're putting forward because you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Perfect,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
So to kind of bring it all full circle, that's why I have it set up the way I have it set up. So it's regional in activation, right? You
Mm.
have the interns at the local universities that get access to the internships. The internships are for them to host these, collaborate with each other on on a collaborative group project to host these webinars week to week, where it's just 2 hours twice a week, 1 hour twice a week, that they have to meet up together, no matter no matter where they are, what they're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And play just their role
Mm-hmm.
and support the others. That's it, right? And every week, the people that are going to come to those times are going to be people that they've connected with, that they'd like to connect with, or that their team has connected with, or their team would like to connect with. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
And the audience that attends these webinars are the audience that come from the social media campaign and what each brand vertical is looking to accomplish. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Does.
Perfect. Perfect. So understanding that allows you to now have a better understanding of where the guest speakers and sponsors come in, because they're just coming in for the benefit of being in front of that audience,
Yeah,
getting access to that audience.
to a new audience. Yeah,
Make sense?
that makes sense.
And that's why there's a paywall for that, because we're not just going to give that away for free.
Definitely.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So what we do to make sure that it's understood and it's clear is that our process is all about seeding into things, right? So here you see all of the, the programs, right? Then it breaks down. There's another one that I have that goes even deeper, that goes into all the different things that the Google has and what the price points are for those.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys can see. Yeah. All right, it's not here. I'll get that one. But the the point I was making, damn it, yeah, no, that wasn't important.
But we will see like this, right? As you said before.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, yeah. I'm gonna share these with you. But just so yeah. So what I was talking about was what your week to week is, right? That so just like supporting each other.
Mhm.
It's the driving of the traffic to the webinars, right? The attendance is going to come from a social media post. The attendance is going to come from the speakers that we've now the discovery calls that have now turned into speakers that are now advertised, that are now sharing on their own social the dates and times that they're planned to speak, that they're scheduled to speak. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
All the webinars are broken up into those different categories, but they're also broken up again half hour by half hour. So the opportunity for dual attendance is there, right? Because what's going to happen in the background, and this is another layer of it that I think you'll appreciate very, very well, right?
Mhm.
What happens in the background is you remember the form itself, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the form registration, what when they go through here, right? They're professional, they put whatever it is they do, they want to be a speaker. They put the invite code, which is going to be again either the invite code that is on the social or the invite code that you gave them,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because each of you have your own individual invite code, right? Then they select the time and date that they want to go. I'm going to have these broken down like I showed you guys yesterday based on the phases. So it has the title of what each one of these days and times are going to be so they can be more strategic in their selection, right? And I'm only going to have it for the next 3 weeks out so we can then do that. But every week we're supposed to update that third week. So there's only 3 weeks available here to be seen. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So they'll click through all of this, name, email, very basic information, where they are, what industry they're in, their company name, whether they're on social, so they can get that. And then when they click here, it gives them what they like to reserve a custom space. They hit yes, please. It brings them to a video.
Mm-hmm.
You guys all know this video. Shows them the space, shows them where the webinar is going to be, shows them, right?
Mm-hmm.
What the runner show is, gives them all those details, right?
That's what it's, yeah.
And then they get to select either a seat, a virtual table, and it gives the details of what these are. Because remember, we treat our virtual spaces just like real spaces, right? So if we were going to have a webinar, or we were going to have a seminar, and we were going to have, a bunch of doctors come, anyone, any realtor or any realty attorney or accountant or whoever is insurance person that wants to speak to those doctors, that wants to get put in front of those doctors, right? They're gonna pay $250 to have a guest table at our event.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
It's the exact same thing for virtual. We just scale it down, but we still need them to understand the value of the position. Make sense?
Makes sense. Makes sense. Um.
So the $25 just gets them the table, which you see. Remember when we did the orientation,
Yeah.
the tables that you guys sat at
Mhm.
in the theater.
Yeah. Remember.
That's what we're talking. That's what I'm talking about, right?
Mhm.
And then enhancements go above and beyond that. I'm going kind of fast because I think you can grasp it, but slow me down if you need me to, right?
Yeah.
So the invite code gives your individual invite code
Mhm.
gives 100% off of the $25, the $5, and the $100,
Mhm.
right?
Got it. Got it.
What your invite code, and this is what I explained to Kung Tao, and I'm bringing that to you because it translates not only to the on the real estate side, but for the educators, anyone who's going to be a speaker, host, or so forth and so on, right? You have a discovery call to go through the walkthrough with you. You have a discovery call with someone. You have a great like pretend it's me,
Mhm.
right? We had a great conversation, right? I then get a follow-up email from you with an invite to come to one of the webinars that you're co-hosting,
Mhm.
right? I click the link, it brings me here. I can choose to either be a speaker or a guest,
Mhm.
right? I had a great conversation with you, and you told me if I'd like, you'd love for me to be a speaker,
Mhm.
right? Use your invite code to get 100% off of anything you choose.
Mhm.
That's all you told me,
Mhm.
right? I come to this now. I'm filling this out. I click. I reserve a custom space because I remember you said all right. Click reserve a custom space so we can lock in your table, right? And then you click on this and you see the price points and you're like, oh wait a minute, I gotta pay for something. You understand there's a paywall, but you're reading through to make sense of it, right? And then you remember your invite code gets you 100% off of it, right? So
Mhm.
you say, okay, you're now let me go, and you put the invite code in, and they get 100% off of that premium one, which is $100 table, the $100 table, which gives them everything that is showcased in there, right?
Mhm.
What's in this package during the webinar? They get access to your office.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
My office. Yeah.
Your office. Your office is the premium office that they're going to get because we're not going to spend the time and energy and assets building out an office for everyone every time they register.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
We're letting them use the office of whoever invite code they use to get there, to get that office.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Perfect. So that now gives them the chance at that webinar, that first 15 minutes, right? They're all in the theater space and they're talking to everyone. And once the seminars, the webinar is over, people can click the link to come to either walk over to them and talk to them at their table, or they can click the link and come to their office and have a conversation.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
And when they click that link, it comes right to your office. And this is where now you're able to be their moderator,
Mhm. Yeah.
where you're just pulling up their presentation, you're, pulling up websites and, you're helping direct certain things and allowing them to talk to their clients or their potential client
Mhm.
with super ease, not worried about anything else because you're now putting those things there for them. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
This gives the client a super experience, and it gives that speaker a super experience.
Makes sense.
Make sense?
Makes sense. Oh.
Which now gives them the opportunity and reason to pay for it the next time.
Mhm. Yeah.
Follow?
So now they know. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'll use the loan officer. I'll use the realtor as an example, right? I did that for the same thing. I use education for you, like a school person, right? A school educator, right? The school educator. You speak to a school educator. They come to a webinar and learn more about lab. They then say this is awesome. They um, Actually, that's a different conversation. Sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah, because then they would connect with someone from lab to learn about programming, and then they book programming, right? But let me take it from a realtor side of point of view, right? A realtor, you talk to a realtor, they show up at a webinar because they know, that particular webinar is being advertised to all doctors that are just the resident that are residents in Florida, right? They're licensed in Florida. So they show up to this webinar and there's 40 doctors that are there, 12 of which are ready to start looking for homes, 5 of which have what they need and kind of just need someone, have where they want to go, but need someone to kind of help them right away. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's the benefit to that realtor now. And that realtor off of the would have made, let's say 2 of those people purchase a home. Would they make 20 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand?
40 grand.
I'm saying it depends on how much they earn commissions for whatever they sold,
Mhm.
right? Whatever they helped that client with.
Mhm.
The point being that them getting in front of that client came directly from you reaching out to them on for a discovery call and then inviting them back to a webinar that they then used your invite code to get access to then speak to a client that then said, okay, I'm going to pay you.
Yeah, I see.
You understand what I'm saying now?
Yeah. But at the same time, I have to 1 week we got 3:30, and I
You
come
have to
back.
what?
I have to 1 at 3:30.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, we're honest for as long as you need it
Yeah.
because but let's kind of wrap up
Yeah.
with this.
Mhm.
So does all of this make sense?
So from what I understand, let's say we had a great conversation, right? I sent the follow-up email like as an invite to join one of our webinar. I can sponsor them with my invite code. They use my invite code like to be a speaker or like what they want to do. And after that,
Correct.
next, if they are interested to get one, they can buy one right now, right?
Say it again.
Next time they can buy one.
The next time, now they can buy it.
Yeah,
Now they pay for it themselves because they understand the value of it,
valid.
right?
Yeah.
Paying $100 for that
Mhm.
is worth it if they're getting a client, if they're getting paid $5,000 out of
Yeah,
it, if
definitely.
they're getting paid $200 out of it.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
And the people that are coming to these webinars, the speakers that are coming, the attendees that are coming, we're putting potential qualified clients in front of qualified professionals.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
So we'll kind of close it up on the loan officer side, right? Pretend it's a loan officer now, right?
Mhm.
The Vince with the medical pod, he's connected with 5 hospitals that are gonna do that want in-person seminars, right?
Mhm.
5 hospitals in different locations that want in-person seminars, right? So now a loan officer, let's just say it's one loan, it's one hospital, right?
Mhm.
Hospital, go. He goes, he's standing in front there, and there's doctors that are there, right? The doctors that are there, out of everybody that's there, 2 people want to refinance, 3 people want to purchase a house. The refinances happen pretty quickly. So within the next 15 to 30 days, those 2 refinances made him anywhere or her anywhere from 8,000 to 25,000, 30,000.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm
I
saying?
understand. Mhm.
They're going to be more inclined to pay that $100 next week to get in contact with more clients that are going to do the same thing. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
And we would have shown where that $100 is way undervalued.
Yeah,
Make sense?
makes sense.
Because that $100 and invite code comes with you as a moderator. If they just come in on their own,
Mhm.
they don't know how to set up Frame.
Yeah.
They don't know how to set up Calendly. They don't know nothing. So anybody, if they try to come in and do it on their own, no one's gonna get the same experience that they receive. Does that
Mm-mm.
make sense?
That makes sense.
That's what you guys are for. That's what this internship is for. So we can put forward process that is phenomenal, but only with your inclusion.
Yeah, that's important. Being present. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Perfect. Perfect. So okay, so then on a recap side of it, you
Mhm.
kind of you got the gist. Um this is the this one I'm finished working on
Mhm.
and get it to you because this one right here it expands on what the week to week is, but it expands to the opportunity outside of interns,
Mhm.
right? For anyone that's interested in coming in because we offer that's this same process, you know, two discovery calls and a speaker that one of those discovery calls that converts into a speaker at a webinar. That exact same thing we give on a week to week basis to anyone that comes in because again, remember what my target market is. I want to get more university students involved and then put them in front of whatever's going to get them further, right? Because the more university students are involved, the more local communities I can have physical ambassadors go to now activate programs at those schools.
Yeah. Understand.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Now, and that's that same thing. I have physical people that'll reach out to the realtors that work those communities to come back to speak to the parents and the teachers and the students at that school, at that local hospital.
Mhm. Mhm.
Make sense?
Yeah, it's all linked together.
It's all linked together. And rather than just pay them compensate them for that,
Mhm.
what I do and what I did and what you'll see is this is what the test flight tiered goes in. I give I give credit and reimbursement.
Mhm.
And that credit and reimbursement goes to those platforms that we just spoke about.
Yeah.
So if you have LinkedIn, if you have Slack, if you have Workspace, if you have this, if you have that, rather than Lab now have to spend $900 to get one person a $9 upgrade, you yourself get the upgrade and Lab just reimburses you
Yeah. I see.
or gives you the credit for it.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Saves our costs, helps you now optimize on your operations.
Mhm.
All happening because you used your Lab email to do it.
Mhm.
Make sense?
That makes sense.
So perfect. So I'll get these things over to you.
Yeah.
That's good. You got the 330 you have to go through, but
Mhm.
as you can see here, the tiers go up,
Yeah.
right? The basic is that 2 to 3 calls per week.
Mhm.
One of those contacts convert,
Mhm.
right? We're gonna give up to 250 a month in budget,
Mhm.
right? And that goes between your programs
Mhm.
and split into fitness. Like
Mhm.
20% of it is split to give you towards fitness, and then the remaining is like food and travel as a buffer,
Mhm.
right? The next tier is at 500 a month, and but that's you have to have consistently do 4 to 5 discovery calls per
Mhm.
week and consistently convert two into speakers. Make sense?
Mhm.
Following through all the way up into 3 where you're doing 5 plus discovery calls per week and it's now converting, you know, 2 plus, and you not now you're in more now you're getting roughly about 90 a week,
Mhm.
which is 360 a month
Mhm.
just from the fitness side of it.
Mhm.
That's an Equinox or lifetime membership easily.
Oh, okay. Mm. That's interesting.
And that's not counting the platforms that you're actually using.
Mhm.
So you have your LinkedIn premium now, you have your Canva premium pro now, you have all of these premium access now to these platforms that are now already organized to let your workflow and anyone that comes in contact with you go through a smooth process, like blow their mind.
Yeah, I understand.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's what I meant when I said I hope you guys know each other for a lifetime to come, because what you're building allows you to like I want you to grow outside of lab, but should always have lab in your back pocket as kind of like your secret sauce to
Mhm.
make sure you're always operating at a higher level.
Yeah, I like that.
Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Right? And I think the last thing I can say to it, because I kind of figured like a little tagline to kind of like when I was doing it all, but I was like, with lab, you can actually do the things you want to pay for the things you don't want to. You understand what I'm saying?
Do the things you want to pay for, things you don't want to.
Right. So like think about someone that just comes in and they do, the very minimum 2 discovery calls a week.
Mm.
Right? They've done the orientation, they went through the test flight, they have a frame, they're able to do this, they're able to do exactly what we're doing right now, and they commit themselves to just doing 2 of those per week, right? That's $250 a month that they have towards any programs that they use to do anything they want.
Mhm.
Whether that's LinkedIn, they want it upgraded, Calendly, QuickBooks, whatever program that they use that's going to help them in
Yeah.
their operations and the role they play here,
To be more efficient. Mhm.
now gets paid for by lab.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying?
understand.
That's the point.
Yeah,
That's the point. So I'll close on that because you got to go. But make sure you save this recording, good sir, and let me get that, and then get me the recap properly.
yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah, and I realized I was speaking with Vince after our meeting, our last meeting. I
Mhm.
didn't add the option to transcribe meeting before.
You
Uh,
cannot, or you can.
I couldn't before when I met
Oh,
with you when I was doing the discovery call.
oh, but you can now.
Now I can. Yeah, now I can.
Okay, it's all right. Yeah, just like Kantao, we didn't record the thing earlier. There's gonna be things that are missed, right? And remember what I said. You have to be not afraid to fail,
Yeah,
because
different.
you're gonna fail, right?
Mhm.
But when you fail, you learn to never make that mistake again.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And if you do make that mistake, you recognize that you better have made it for a reason to teach a valuable lesson.
Yeah.
Because not recording that 2 hours with Kung Tao when I could have very well pushed the button to do so,
Mhm.
it was far more impactful that he understood that.
Mhm.
And I took it as an okay because I'm willing to go through those 2 hours with each of you individually to
Mhm.
understand the content that I put forward in front of him,
Mhm.
because I need at bare minimum all of you to understand it properly so you can then now explain it to
Mhm.
someone else.
Yeah. Got it.
Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Perfect. All right.
Alright.
I'm gonna let you go, sir.
All right.
Um, I will get these things over to you. I will do my best to get them over to you timely.
Mhm.
What I may do is I may share them with you specifically,
Mhm.
individually,
Mhm.
so
Sure.
you can go over them,
Mhm.
right? And then you get the email the same way everybody else gets the email. This way you're not waiting too long to kind of get access to things,
Yeah, sure.
right? So I'll no, that I'll do. That I'll do.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. Thanks a lot.
All right, no problem, man. No problem.
All
We'll
right.
talk. Great job so far.
All right. Talk to
Appreciate
you.
all that you're doing.
My pleasure. Talk to you later. All right.
Talk to you later. I pushed stop on the meeting recording as well, so I'm waiting to see if it just loads up properly.
That's what I'm waiting to see too.
Yeah, I always wait for that. I always wait for that email at the little notifications is your meeting is ready. I'm like, all right, good. I've been there before when I lost it. I'm like, no. Ah, okay. So far, so. Oh, you got yours already?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Cause
Oh no, it's not done loading. You'll get a notification. Oh, you turned back.
I don't know, it
I
just
think I
happened
think
when you start talking.
maybe it's set to automatic
Yeah,
for
mine is
you. So yeah, all right. So I'm gonna jump out of here
okay.
because I do gotta jump, but
All right,
it's gonna be there, and we're both gonna get an email for it anyway.
all right, sure. All right,
Cool. All
yeah,
right.
cool.
Good time, man.
All right, bye bye.
Come and take a look at my office so you can see kind of where I'm going with
All
it
right, sure.
when you get a chance. All right, let's go there right now. I'm gonna go there before I leave.
Look at that, nice.
Right. So I'm setting it up so on the social when people click the links
Yeah,
online from my campaign,
yeah.
it brings them directly to my office.
Oh, I see.
Make sense?
Yeah, makes
And then
sense.
it'd be easy for them to get a better understanding of what, where, how,
Mm,
and then they'll explore in here. And the goal is to now have all of these offices covered with people
mm,
so people can then come in,
mhm. I
right? We
see.
want our directory of professionals to now be lab members where they're paying for one of these offices
Mhm.
to get that notification somebody came in there. You understand what I'm saying. I
Yeah,
need to say less, right?
that's a that's a
Yeah,
nice one.
so presentation is everything.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. All
All
right.
right. All right. I'm
That's
out of
it.
here.
Yeah, talk to you, right?
Talk to you later.